Hello everybody, my name is John Grimsmo. I'm entrepreneur, knife maker, CNC nerd, enthusiast, aficionado. I love what I do. So I'll give you a little bit about my backstory. Right now we run Grimsmo Knives, which is now a team of 6 people, and we manufacture what I like to think are some of the highest quality pocket knives in the world, because we put every single ounce of our soul and energy and passion into what we do. So when I was 11 years old, my godfather gave me a boat knife, and you don't think about it at the time how much that kind of thing can grow over time, you know. And I spent a good 10 years, like more than that, carrying a knife, but never thinking I would go into that industry. I was that kid that used to take apart the video camera because it was broken, but I thought I could fix it. So I was always curious, always fascinated by how things worked, how we can make them better, how they were put together. So I just kept following my passion, and I think that's one of the core lessons I've learned in my life, is that I do follow my passions. When I find something super interesting, I'll just keep at it. I'll just keep digging in until I'm full. You know, I've always had this need to like do and learn and understand everything about everything. So cars, for a period of about 8 or maybe 4 to 8 years, I can't remember, I wanted to know everything. And so my whole life I've had this need to learn everything I can and then to share as much as I can, while also being able to do what I love and play, because this all feels like play to me. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. My father's an entrepreneur. I've always kind of had this need inside my body to do it myself. And then I went from there and I built my first engine. I blueprinted it, I built it from scratch. At the time, there wasn't a spot in my mind that thought I would actually get into manufacturing. I just wanted to build cars. From the cars, and then I wanted to make parts. After building my engine, I was like, you know what? I've learned how to weld, I've learned how to design, I've learned how to fabricate. I don't know anything about CNC machining, but I've heard the words and I've seen other people make cool parts. So let me make a short throw shifter for my car. So I designed that in SolidWorks, and then I had to figure out how I was going to manufacture everything. And like every step of the way was just such a stepping stone to where I've become today. I knew that I needed some machinery. This was 2008. I wanted to get into CNC machining because I knew that that was the future. I knew it was my way. I was able to get the X2, I was able to get a Grizzly lathe, and then I was able to convert them to CNC within the next 6 months or so. The more I did it, the more I realized that my interest in cars was diminishing like a crashing plane, and my interest in machining was going up like this. And it took me far too long to realize that that was actually happening, because I'm like, I make car parts, I like cars. I'm doing manufacturing so that I can make cars. And then I realized, like, all of a sudden once, I was like, no, like, I'm going to these tool shows. I like manufacturing. I like this. I'm spending all my time on this. I'm spending no time on the car forums anymore. Why am I still doing this? Maybe I could make something else. So this guy, Sean, like, opened my world, not just to the knife making, but to entrepreneurship in that sense as well, because he's got a bit of an entrepreneur streak in him as well. And he's like, you have the skills to make this kind of stuff. Like the first night that he told me that, I didn't sleep for 3 days because I was just on the knife forums researching. I was like, oh, this maker, okay, this one, yeah. Learning, like digesting and cramming as much information into my head as I possibly can. And then within 2 months of that experience, I scraped together $800, which was more money than I should have scraped together. We couldn't even afford it, to fly to Las Vegas, where there was a huge USN gathering knife show, and then stay at a hotel, and then fly back. And most of the time I just didn't eat. But to go to that show and be able to rub elbows with other knife makers and other industry professionals, it was one of the most transformative experiences of my life. And once I got to that show, I knew that this is my industry. This is my kind of people. This is my kind of product. I know that this is what I want to be doing. So I figured it out. I called my brother up and I was like, dude, you gotta come out. You gotta start this business. We gotta make knives. I think we have a real opportunity here. This was 2011. Early 2012, he comes out. We start this business, and then it slowly, very slowly, grows and grows and grows. And it's one of those exponential curves where the first like 5 years were kind of like this. And then now we're sort of in this stage. And then the past 7 years have been exponential growth every year. We're skyrocketing. I'm so proud of what we've done. And we have a team of 6 people, and I come into work and they're doing stuff that I don't have to do anymore because I've taught them how to do it. I've been able to share the experience and share the knowledge, and I get to work so much more working on my business now, which is a big thing you hear in the business world. Work on your business, not in your business. But in the beginning, you have to work in your business and work on your business. And now that I have employees and team members doing most of the physical work, business development is something I spend a lot of my time on. There's making the thing, which for most of us is the coolest part and the only part that matters. But then there's the marketing, which is, I've been doing YouTube and Instagram and things like that. And then there's running the business and the finance of it and understanding if you're making money or losing money. Whereas before it was just like, yeah, money came in the door. That means we're doing good, right? But you come up with this recipe, like our job is almost not to come up with the best product, it's to come up with the best recipe to make the product and then to share that within your team. And that's all the business development I'm talking about. Like, that's what I'm working on. I'm spending so much time trying to make the process stupid easy so that anybody in our shop can run it, even though it's a complex process. And if you can somehow hold that, then it might work.